What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Backline Podcast. I am Billy, and I am joined alongside with my co-host, Nico, as always, and want to welcome you guys back to another great episode we've got for you. In this episode, we're going to go over just a couple different things here, kind of keeping it simple, we're trying to get them a little shorter for you guys, especially with just the two of us left. But we're going to go over a couple different lists that I kind of saw that I thought was interesting, like top 100 kind of budget to not so budget guitars, as well as top 100 guitar players that are ranked. Might get a little controversial in that because I don't necessarily agree with that, but unfortunately that's something that happens. We're also going to go over some things such as some DCMA rights, as well as Metallica kind of being involved in something similar to that. It looks like they are making a big move with a very large purchase for some music from a major record label, from what we gathered. So going to go over that and just have a great episode. Basically, again, kind of looks a little different. We want to see what you guys are thinking. If you got any suggestions, anything you want us to talk about, any questions, feel free to comment those down below, or you can reach us at the Backline Pod on Instagram. Just kind of want to know what you guys think. Want to make sure we are providing, the content that you guys would want to hear. Big shout out to any of our close family and friends, the people that consistently share this stuff every week, consistently comment with us. We really, really do appreciate it. That does not go unnoticed. And I want to thank you guys personally from our hearts on that. Other than that, let's get started. Let's enjoy the show. Again, this is a fun one, so we're getting back to to that kind of two-person format. Hope you guys enjoyed the Aluka show. If you haven't checked that out, go back to last week's episode. That was a fun one. It was very cool to have those guys in the studio with us, and really appreciate you guys once again for coming in. Other than that, let's get to it. Enjoy the show.
I've been telling you how I've been very dry musically, like with influences. Listening to the same 30 songs for the past 2 years, and it's really bugged me. And then I was going through my presets in the car, and Allison had put a preset on there, 107.9. It's a Spanish station. So I've been getting down to some reggaeton.
Nice.
It's actually something about, I don't know if it's because I'm Spanish and it resonates with me because I used to listen to my relatives speak in Spanish and it's kind of soothing, or if it's just nice to listen to music that is almost unfamiliar and you can't even understand the lyrics. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm listening to it. I'm just listening to the beat, the instruments, and the vocal meter and cadence and stuff. I'm not even, obviously I'm not trying to take in what do these lyrics mean? It doesn't even matter at that point. Right. And it made me think cause I was bobbing my head pretty good and blasting it, which is hilarious to do in this area. And I was thinking this is kind of the purest form of music for me because I don't understand the lyrics. So I'm just listening to to everything as a whole and not picking it apart, or the lyrics aren't distracting me. Oh, that's stupid. What does he mean by that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the vocals become an instrument.
Right.
That you can't, it's so hard. I'm trying to verbalize it well, but for me, that's actually really got me out of a slump of not being excited about music.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Did you ever see the video? There was somebody went and fostered a puppy, but the only thing the puppy would respond to is the Spanish music station.
Really?
They were I think my puppy's broken, because it would literally just be "Rrr," and then the Spanish would be
and he would be active
as hell.
He wasn't freaking out or anything?
No, just active, the
Thank
puppy
God.
looked excited.
My people don't need that. Okay, cool. If he had started cowering in the corner and shitting his pants.
Oh, no. He was just excited. She,
good.
whatever it was. No, that's funny.
Yeah, he must have been raised by some Spaniards there.
Possibly. I mean, it looked young, but I also couldn't. It was one of those small dogs, so you couldn't really tell. This is a puppy. But speaking of radio, dude, I listened to a station you had in my car yesterday all the way home.
Oh, 106.7?
Yeah, it was interesting, which I didn't think, because I feel I knew that you like sports, but not enough to listen to a fucking radio station dedicated to sports.
It keeps me in the loop. I don't even love sports necessarily, but I like to know kind of what's going. That's my news, basically. How people love to, come home and watch the news. I'll just cruise and listen to whatever's going on in pretty much every sport.
I think I've got other friends that listen to it, and it is nice to know because I don't know enough about other sports. So when you got out of the car, they were talking about some NBA stuff and some weird stuff going on with that. I guess there's plans of teams just being like, we're not fucking playing.
There's a lot of,
Because of the shit going on.
divisiveness,
Yeah.
in the NBA right now.
We're not going to play, but one of the interesting things was he had a guy on that I think they were talking about the basketball stuff. And so Dukes?
Chad Dukes, yeah.
Chad Dukes. He asked the guy that was there, hey, so I know you know in our area there's this whole weird thing about renaming the Washington Redskins. What are your thoughts? And so, he asked, is there like a top 3 that they're thinking? He's like, I don't fucking know. And so the guy's like, yeah, I just, I don't know what to name it. And like, so Chad Duke starts talking some more and they're just like going. And then dude's like, no, I got it. And he's like, okay, what do you got? And he's like, the Dukes, the Washington Dukes. Who the fuck wouldn't want that? He's like, this is the best name ever. We're doing it. I'm writing in right now. And Chad Dukes is like, well, dude, you've got, I don't know the guy's name, but he's like, you've got a lot of influence on like social media and with like sports people. Like if you could go ahead and just submit that and maybe it could happen. So he's like, the Washington Dukes. That's the greatest name ever.
That's that's better than the Red Tails. I'll tell you that much. That sucks.
I've been thinking, yeah, I would imagine they'll do like the Red Coats or some just weird, dumb fucking names.
Red Coats is like the opposite of what the Washington sports team should be named.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
The Washington Traitors.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, we had speaking of which, it was actually really funny. We had a British guy. I might have to edit this, but it's just a funny story. One of Lauren's best friends is married to this guy from England, and we were on like a Zoom kind of game night. We were playing the fuck is that game? You play on your phone. Everybody can play, and they can just enter in a code and play. It's,
Angry Birds.
Jungle Box, Jump Box.
I'm not in the mobile gaming scene.
It's not mobile. You play. You would put it on like a PlayStation or something like that.
Right.
Jackbox games. There we go. You can get it on like Steam and shit like that. But if you have a crowd of people, basically you have them enter a code on their phone, and now instead of a controller, everybody plays on their phone because it's like Pictionary, word games, mystery solving, shit like that.
Okay.
So one of the games we were playing, I think something about the USA came up, and I don't even remember how it went, but basically he's just like, no. All of you guys are fucking traitors. All of you guys. Like, you guys are all traitors. So fuck every single one of you guys. Like, everybody got mad at him. He's like, no, you're all traitors. Like, the whole United States, you're all a bunch of fucking traitors. Like,
well, we definitely are. Like,
for sure.
I don't think it's even up for debate.
For sure. But I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that.
I mean, right? Yeah, I don't think I've heard that perspective.
That's a fact. What happened, but it was, fucking a million years ago, it seems like, is well before any of our ancestors were probably thought of. So it's like, just to hear that like out loud and from a dude from England.
Yeah.
Like, y'all a bunch of fucking traitors. I can't do an accent. I wanted to try.
Try it. I want to hear it. Do it.
Y'all but fuck traitors.
Holy
traitors.
Shit. That was great. Who was that?
What's that? Russell Brand. There we go.
It was like a broken... Yeah, it was like a broken Russell Brand. With a much lower IQ with a stutter, too. Good Lord. That's so funny, dude.
Oh, man. Yeah, traitors. It's funny, too, because when we got married, the same guy was a part of another hilarious story. He, one of Lauren's old nephews was coming into the bathroom trying to go, and he was trying to get in the door where he was, like, I guess he was in a stall or something like that, and he's like, hey, little man, like, I'm in here. You can't be in here. Like, just hold your 10.
A little better.
Hold your 10. Right? So he comes out, he's done, and the little boy walks past him and just looks up at him and just goes, I can talk like that too.
Oh my God.
This dude's like 7 years old at a wedding. It's one of our ring bears. It's like, I can talk like that too.
Dude, that's so just straight roasting.
Luckily, I knew my brother was in there. I guess my brother had a good laugh at it while he was trying to do his business. But
I had a Scottish friend, and that was always my go-to when we were bickering online. I would just do the American thing. Go eat some haggis and wear a skirt.
Yeah. Dude, I would want to. Scottish is like the most annoying but most interesting accent I think I've heard. Because it's really hard to understand when somebody's really deep into it. But it is so interesting because it's like you have like the British and the Australian accent that Unless you should know the difference, but if you're an idiot like me, you'll be like, oh, I got to listen a little more. And then like, oh, okay, that's either sounds like Thor or fucking Russell Brand.
Right.
Whichever one it is, right? That's how I associate it. But Scott is just fucking off the walls and just so weird, but so it gets annoying, but it's also super interesting and it sounds kind of fucking awesome too.
That's part of the reason that I love being in like an Xbox Live party with this guy, Gary. Shout out to Gary, man. I miss that guy. We don't game anymore together, but we did for years and playing Battlefield and stuff like that, Dungeon Defenders or something. And when he was talking to me, it was obviously a watered down version of his accent. Like he was trying to like enunciate and not use so much slang and stuff. But he had a buddy that he let join the party. He was Scottish too. They knew each other in real life. And once they two started clucking, bro,
oh my God,
I did not know what they were talking about. I thought they were straight going Gaelic on me. Like I was like, are we still English? Or are we switching it up? You talking about me, dude? You talking about me? And yeah, it was a lot. And and what did I say? I can't even remember my fucking thought anymore. God damn it. I'm so burnt, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yesterday killed me. Remember when we were in the car and I was like, I feel like I got to work tomorrow, but it's only Saturday, which feels great at the same time. But like even today, so we got up, we took Liam to get a haircut. So his first haircut he's ever gotten, did awesome, which was great. To anybody that doesn't see him every day, it pretty much looks exactly the fucking same, but
cool.
There was like long hairs going over his ear and he was growing a mullet in the back. And so we took care of all that.
That's the look nowadays.
Now it's just like, and we were going to eat up there, but it's like we're on the way back. And I'm like, by the time we get back, it's just like, it says nap time and then do this. Days just go by so much faster now that I've got a fucking kid and it's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for inviting me, by the way, to go to Guitar Center.
Yeah, man. That was fun as shit.
Pretty bored lately, so.
Yeah, so we went to Micro Center, which was tight. I got some new stuff there and went to Guitar Center and that fucking sucked. Surprise. So I guess that's everywhere though.
What?
Like Guitar Centers just like don't have stock of anything. Here's my thoughts. I don't think they're telling the employees, but I think they are purposely liquidating. I think they're getting rid of everything, and I think they are going to eventually start shutting down the store, especially with the COVID shit.
Probably.
It's made it even worse, and they were already on the brink. But the fact I've never seen a store look like that store did yesterday. There was some of the stuff that nobody buys.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's nothing there.
Their drum selection was okay, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
They had more, like their snare section. They had like 36 snares or something.
Wow. That's probably one of the better ones I've seen there.
It was great.
36 snares.
Yeah, I mean, I think their drums are completely full, but everything else, I think, obviously, is taking a hit for sure.
Yeah, walking up and hearing, what are you looking for? Maybe a guitar. I don't fucking know. It's Guitar Center. Oh, well, we don't really have any. I thought he was joking. Walked in, I was like, oh, fuck.
I mean, they still had a lot.
There was a lot, but there wasn't like, there should have been much more than that. Like some stores have like, they have so many damn guitars that they're all so spread out through the entire store and the floor and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that one had just a barren wall. Like it was weird.
Dude, you had me cracking the fuck up. We had to stop. When we had to stop, you had to go to the bathroom before we were on our way home.
To empty out my body.
You said the most genuinely unintentionally funny thing when we were so he stops at a Chipotle and he's trying to find a parking spot, and on the left, to our left, it says there's parking spots. It says 15-minute parking, and he's about to pull in. He's like, "Oh shit, 15-minute parking," and then he just avoids it and goes to the right. And I was like, "Wait, you're calling?
How long are you gonna be?
What the fuck is this? What are we doing? How long are you setting up camp in the bathroom?" But then it wasn't even long. It was like 10 minutes or something.
No, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it was. Well, it was, but I thought it would be longer. But like, just like 15 minutes, man. To me, it was just like, I'm going to stress myself out if I'm allotted only 15 minutes.
I'm in the car. What's going to happen?
My head was everywhere else except for worried about some shit like that.
This man couldn't even talk. He was talking the whole way up there, and then as soon as like his bowels start going, behind his back and trying to fuck him up,
dude, it was.
He just stops talking and like it's just trying to focus on his butthole,
dude. And then dropping you off, I knew it. I was like, the minute I get to La Plata, I'm gonna have to. And as you're like walking away from the car, I'm like, oh fuck! And I was like, nah, I gotta make it home. Like, I need to get the fuck home. Like, it's late.
You live 40 minutes from my house,
and I held it all 40 minutes and fucking let loose as soon as I got home.
You're right, dude. No,
Oh man. Yeah, that was pretty miserable. I hate that. That's why, like, even today, like, I felt like Lauren wanted to get food, and we would have definitely had the time, but I'm like, wasn't feeling the best. And then we're up there, and I'm like looking at all these spots, and I'm like, if I go into anything here, I'm going to get some good food, and then I'm just going to be miserable for the hour and a half drive home from Annapolis, because that's where we got his haircut.
Let's talk about it, Billy. What makes you dump? What's going
Everything.
on? Really?
Literally everything.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it like, so if you have an apple, you're going to dump in the same amount of time after you eat it, so then to it like a pizza or like something greasy and
it's
fatty?
actually, that's probably possible. I don't really eat apples, but that's probably possible. Like thinking of like the taste of an apple, it hitting my stomach. Yeah, probably. It's very possible.
You should eat an apple.
Not right now. I'd like to get through this recording. But,
I'm just saying, maybe getting some more fiber in your diet will reset that.
Well, so what happened was when I got my gallbladder taken out, shit was like shit.
Just went sideways after that.
Shit was sideways. Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Anything I eat, it's just like an immediate hit. Some days are better than others. Like I think the other day, like I was just so busy, like nothing ever hit me, and I ate some pretty shitty food, but nothing ever hit me. But then like there's other days, man, literally just like eat it and immediately it's gone. I have to go.
My trigger, I think I told you this the other day. It's like spinach, definitely spinach.
Spinach.
Yeah. If I have spinach, I'm in the back. I know for a fact if I eat, because nothing else really triggers me, but if I have any sort of spinach, a nice helping anyways, I'm going to be in that bathroom within 30 minutes or so. But wow. But I'm so glad we're talking about dumps. My dumps are like relatively, they just go. Like we're good to go. Like I'm not in there for more than 10 minutes. That'd be a rough one for me.
So yeah, for me, most of it's sitting on my damn phone like anybody else. You know, for that reason, because of wasted time, I do miss the days of reading the back of the shampoo bottle or something like that.
You did that?
Yeah, of course.
I thought that was like a stand-up bit or something.
No, I definitely did that.
You read the back of a shampoo
Dude,
bottle.
I would... What does that say?
What? You good? Are you okay?
Okay. Lather...
Oh, he's mocking like he's fucking...
Lather up.
Shampoo bottle.
Rinse thoroughly. Okay. All right, well, that one's done. And I will move on. You know, it's just like, maybe I should, it's always a thing of like, you know, you'd know how to shower. Maybe I should read some of the instructions on this shit and see if there's anything special I'm supposed to be doing with this, especially like fancier shit. If you buy something that's not fucking Old Spice and Dove and you're like, oh, I got something a little fancier. It's for men specifically. Why is it for men specifically or whatever? I don't know.
Well, that's interesting.
But yeah, I definitely used to, or, you know, back in the day too, there was the magazines, and now I'm on my phone. So it's like, you know, magazines back then were also like Musician's Friend or Sweetwater, more Musician's Friend. Because then by the time I knew about Sweetwater, smartphones were a thing. So, but yeah, I would do that. But now I'm on my phone, so now I'm just like infinite amounts of gear I can look at, and that's literally all I fucking do.
Interesting. I meant to mention this earlier. I told you back before we started this, I finished Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
Okay. A little upset with how the story went. Did you finish? I don't remember.
I did not, but we could do spoiler alerts if you want, because I don't care and I don't plan on finishing it. I already sold it back to GameStop for all $3.
Yeah, it's a 2-year-old game, but I'd be kind of upset if someone spoiled it for me. Whatever.
It's a 2 years old now?
It came out in 2018. I think October 2018, I think.
It is almost 2 years. Holy shit.
Yeah. But it was a sick game. You were playing, it was a prequel to the first one, obviously, and you were playing as Arthur Morgan, and you're basically in this gang of outlaws, and you had to it was cool in the beginning. You had to support each other. Everybody had to do their share money, share food, whatever. And I really liked that, and it was cool. And I was trying to go the good route and make the good decisions, not be evil, whatever. And I was collecting all this money. I was like, all right, I'm going to go through the storyline, get my money straight, and then I'll focus on side quests when I'm done with the game. And I'm in end game, just like Grand Theft Auto. You can run around when you're done. And it did not go that way. So your character, Arthur, died, okay? And then you start playing as John Marston, who was the main character in the first one, right?
Really? I didn't know that. Nobody ever told me that. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was a little furious when that happened because I thought the game had climaxed and then Arthur dies. And I'm like, okay, So the game's over. And then it puts you in John's shoes. I was like, all right, this is just going to be like a real quick outro. You're going to play like a few weird missions as John. No, it was hours later playing as John. Hours later.
Really?
I think it took me another day or two to finish it.
Where does Arthur die? Do you remember?
Basically, there's a divide in the gang, and the leader, Dutch, and Arthur are starting to disagree. And then,
well, you see that kind of working even at the beginning of the game.
It gets worse. And then, because Dutch gets like super delusional, and then there's the split, and then half the gang's basically like pitted against each other. There's lines drawn, and then they basically betray each other. And the score that you guys got from whatever, I can't even remember because there's so many different scams they were doing.
The Blackwater.
Yeah, I think so. Arthur goes and tries to steal it from Dutch. Dutch comes, and there's a big gunfight, and then I think Mika killed Arthur. But he had tuberculosis anyways, so he was going to die. He knew he was going to die. So that's why the last like
Dude,
bit
that
of the
game
game
got way more intense than after I stopped playing, because none of that was, I mean, the bickering was kind of there. I would just be a dick because I'm like, fuck it, I'm killing everyone.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, that's fucking wild to me that it just turns like that.
I was mad for two reasons. I was like, there needs to be something good that happens to fucking Arthur. He's getting butt fucked that whole game. Right. Nothing good happened. I know he's a bad man, but like
I've read it like a movie where Dutch is like he's obviously on your side because it's just this little gang here. So he's your leader, but he's one of those like almost bad leaders. Like he knows what's good, but he's really like, like, you know, my boss is obviously here for a reason, but I still don't want to work for this guy. Right. But Arthur is like the good guy who, or at least, you know, what I saw was like the good guy who's like, everybody kind of comes to him because they're like, we don't want to go to Dutch because he's a dick. So we'll come to you, and you're like Dutch's right-hand man, so you can go to Dutch.
Right.
And Arthur's like that guy that's like, all right, you know, the father of everybody. Like, I'll take care of you. Come to me if you got a problem. We'll work this out kind of thing. And it's just like, yeah, you definitely wanted something good to happen for sure.
Nothing good happened to that man. He got just fucked the whole game. And then I was invested in Arthur. And so I was like doing my little, my shit I usually do in these open games, just playing dress up way too much, constantly changing my outfits. Like, that doesn't match that.
Cutting your hair, ridiculous. Growing your beard out.
That's a bit much. I'm not going to wear like a plaid jacket, like, you know, the old time. I'm not going to wear a bowler. Had a nice little, whatever. It doesn't matter. I got pissed because he died. And then your money doesn't mean anything because now the money doesn't carry over. And then I think your weapons do to John, I think. Yes, because he collects stuff from Arthur. And then your money doesn't mean anything. And then when the game's over, John goes on the straight and narrow. He buys property. He builds a house. He builds a barn. He has a farm now. And then his family comes back to him, basically, whatever. And then the game's over. That was a happy ending for John. So you kind of got something. But Arthur, I was a little frustrated that Arthur didn't have anything good happen to him. And then money means nothing because at the end you get the big score from Dutch. And then you end up having like tens of thousands of dollars in your account, which back then, obviously, you're good to go. Yeah. So now I'm in the end game. Now I just killed the legendary alligator. And I keep saying, I do declare. I've been talking like that a lot, which is cool.
There's been a murder. I do declare.
Yeah, and then my brother made a good point. Dutch always says, what does he say? Shit, something about a plan. He's like, the plan's coming together. Like, he says that 10 dozen times in that fucking game. But fucking amazing game. Super entertaining. I'm going to be in that end game. Probably not for too long. I just want to do some side quests, maybe some leather crafting and whatever bounties I can do, side missions. Oh, but there's an online portion, so you make your own character online. So I think I just made the character, but I need to take a break after that because I was getting a little. I was talking like Arthur Morgan a little bit.
I think when the game came out, or I'm sorry, when online first was like launched, like 2 weeks after it was launched, that's when I stopped playing. But I found myself, instead of completing the game, running around trying to find shit. So the biggest problem was I fucked up at the beginning and I had way too many bounties on my head. So I couldn't even do missions without just getting gang attacked. So I would run around just trying to get money real quick, get better weapons so I could complete these missions a little easier. And I just struggle with that. And then I found myself playing poker for 8 hours, all to gain $13 out of a fucking poker game. Too rich for my blood.
I wiped the table once of 4 guys. And then I was like, I was getting really lucky hands though. And they weren't reading me. I felt like I was playing with easy bots. So then I was like, all right, let me go to the big city because they have more money, and a buy-in is like $5 as opposed to $2.50. So I went in and I got wiped out. And then I just had to walk away because I was like, this guy has like literally $30, and I'm going to start with $5 again, and I'm done. I'm over it.
Yeah, I remember one of the guys that was playing kept going, oh, I'm going to get that new silverware. Here I come.
Dude, it's the same. The thing that kind of frustrated me was it was the same animation. Every time somebody won a hand, everybody had the same animation of, oh, look at this. And they get the chips. And stacking the chips.
Ah, hell.
They couldn't make two. They've just made one. It's a little bit ridiculous, but that game is awesome.
So Red Dead Redemption 3, Arthur comes back as a zombie and fucks everybody. That's the hope?
I mean, I'd be cool with that. As long as Arthur gets some sort of fucking redemption besides getting his shit kicked and then his lady coming back and saying, no, but I can't. No, but I can't. I want to, but I can't. And then him getting tuberculosis.
Jesus.
That was so frustrating.
Well, speaking of tuberculosis, old people and your shit kicked in, got a little story about Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. So, unrelated to this story I read, as far as I know, the motherfucker's dying like every other week. Something's going on with him constantly. I forget who it was, but somebody recently was like, just like an update, some old fuck was like, he's not doing so good. But apparently there is going to be a new Osbourne show coming out. You remember that show back in the day?
Yeah, the Osbournes.
Yeah, it was terrible, right?
I liked it.
I mean, it was cool.
I was young.
I mean,
and I liked Ozzy Osbourne.
It's like, instead of watching those typical MTV fucking bullshit reality shows, you got like, the Prince of Darkness like reality show. So it's like, well, at least this is somewhat metal, I guess.
What? It was him stammering and his kids like making fun of him.
But Jack Osbourne is doing a show where he's basically going to do everything he can to convince Sharon and Ozzy that paranormal shit exists, like ghosts exist and shit like that. That's the premise of the entire show. There's Osbournes in a way, but it's just the three of them, and he's like, hey, this shit exists, and you guys don't believe it, so I'm going to do everything I can to make you believers.
Okay. So, what do you think?
That sounds terrible.
Yep, sounds bad.
I don't plan on watching it.
Yep,
Just,
sounds bad.
Little news for you there.
Nope, that sucked. Nope, get it out of here. I don't want it. Don't want any part of
that. Little thing that you may want a part of, probably not, but I found it kind of cool. Misha Mansour of Periphery released a 96-minute track. One track.
Why would I be interested in that?
I don't know. So it's chill music, as he calls it. I listened to like 3 minutes of it because obviously I wasn't going to sit here for 96 fucking minutes listening to something.
Like ambience? Like
yeah, pretty much.
Droning stuff? Okay.
Ambience, like key synths. He's very big into like that side of like the band stuff, like putting orchestras into the band.
Yeah.
And, aside from the normal writing. So he's huge into that, has libraries upon libraries of samples that he'll play on the keys and shit like that. So I guess he got bored and wrote a 96-minute song with that shit.
He got very bored, sounds
Clearly.
like. That's should we? No, we can't do a review of a track.
No.
Oh, God.
No, there wouldn't be anything to review, and we would probably lose our fucking mind.
Like, how could you...
96 minutes. Well, at minute 48, the piano part there was tight as fuck.
Yeah, you'd have to...
do that.
I don't even know who that's for. That's just... it's very artistic and weird. I don't like it.
Something I would like to review,
Next.
I'm going to try to find and see if there's music online for it, but I know it looks like you can order a 7-inch. So some kind of vinyl setup for it. But between the Buried in Me and the Deer Hunter, I've heard of the Deer Hunter, but I don't think I've ever listened to them. I don't know if you've ever heard of them or listened to them.
I thought it was a movie.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
Is it?
With Robert
You're
De
looking at me
Niro.
like, how the fuck do you not know this fucking movie? What do you mean, maybe it is?
Oh, because you're not judgmental in any capacity, right? Of course. No. Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, and somebody else. Oh my God, I feel stupid. It's an old movie. It's like a classic. The Deer Hunter. They go to the Russian roulette scene, the famous one where I think they're in Vietnam or something, and they're trying to rescue like Christopher Walken because he's a POW and then he's playing Rush. I can't believe you don't remember that,
dude.
movie.
I don't think I have ever seen a full movie And I'd have to really think hard. I don't think I've seen a full movie with Christopher Walken as an actor in there.
Joe Dirt.
I've seen one full movie with Christopher
There you
Walken
go.
in there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're on the same page again.
All right. So anyways, these two bands, so apparently they toured back in 2018 together. I should know them because I'm pretty sure I went to the show, unless they didn't come around here, which would be weird. Anyways, they came out with a 7-inch, probably a song somewhere that they covered each other's songs, which I find kind of cool and kind of weird all at the same time.
That's kind of cool.
So it's one song each. So, which BT Bam songs are like 22 and a half minutes long a piece. So they covered one of theirs, which, if people are wondering, is Rapid Calm from Coma Ecliptic, which is an album we reviewed, actually, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, we did.
And then for the Deer Hunter, Between the Buried and Me covered The Tank, which is from a 2009 album, Act 3, Life and Death, which I definitely have never heard, but it'd be interesting to check out. I'd like to see somebody try to cover that BT Bam song, but that'd be kind of cool. So, a little news for you there.
Cover, two bands collabing to cover. Did you listen to them, or did you just read this?
I read it. I meant to try to get a chance to find it to see if it was available other than the 7-inch.
Yeah.
I'd probably order it just because it'd be kind of cool. It's like $4 on Bandcamp to order the 7-inch vinyl.
2 songs?
Yes. That's what it looks like.
Really?
So BT Bam covered one of theirs because it's a 7-inch vinyl. It's kind of small anyways.
Yes.
And I think that was their plan. I think it's just
7 inches
B-side.
is small.
Yep.
On it. Batting 1,000. Give me some more. What do you
I don't know.
got?
7 inches is pretty damn big for me. But anyways,
Okay.
hello.
Hello.
So apparently some bands got hooked up for this COVID shit. So I guess if you had like an LLC or people backing you like they should, you could receive protection loan money. So a lot of companies out there, which there were some companies that got money that shouldn't have gotten it, like some restaurants that were chained and getting $20 million that shouldn't have got $20 million fucking dollars. But you were able to provide or apply for this loan, especially if you're like a small business. It's definitely important. And the goal of it is keep your employees employed, so you don't completely go under throughout the big part of the pandemic before they started kind of opening things up. And bands, it looks like some bands were able to get between $150,000 and $350,000, which most of them paid towards like crew and shit like that to try to keep them going. So the big ones that it looks like here are Slipknot, Tool, Nickelback. For some reason, I didn't know they were still torn. They got, and I'm pretty sure they're Canadian too. So that's weird.
So they get these loans and they're just going to be basically paying their employees, basically.
So that's a go for it. And what the government said, that if you can prove that you spent at least 75% of that loan on your employees, you don't have to pay it back. So it essentially turns into just a grant.
Wow.
Because as we know, this whole thing kind of fucked up the economy. So to keep people working,
moving,
and moving and keep them employed, so when things get back to normal, hopefully they'll be still around.
Sure.
They did that. So like especially a lot of small business. There's some small business around here that I know that had to do something like that to keep their employees paid, so they wouldn't just quit. I mean, a lot of people could have just. I guess if you quit, you can't go on unemployment, but they let them go. They're on unemployment, and then they can just chill out for a while, and then they may find time to find a new job at that point. Now the employers, the employers are fucked when they come back, because people are like, "Hey, we've been unemployed. I found another job that works through pandemics, and and turns out they're actually paying me more too. So I'm not coming back, So I guess this is to help try to keep people retained.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. When are we getting our check for $100,000?
Well, we aren't any type of business yet.
Oh, I thought we were.
Nope.
We got the camera. We got
a producer
shit.
back there.
We got the mic.
Jamie. He's sleeping. All right.
We got the mics.
Dude, I should write all this shit off.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll apply next week.
Got this giant warehouse. Got umbrellas behind the lights. The umbrellas.
Yeah.
It was a computer. Got
a producer that's still sleeping on the job, it looks like.
Yeah.
There's a lens
I
cap
can't.
there.
I want to do a bit with that. I can't because Dr.
Dude.
Disrespect does the best bit of like pretending to look at an assistant.
Really?
Dude, he did. Oh, we got to look.
But I
God
heard,
damn.
So, all right, well, let's go to that. Keep that in mind because I want to remember that in case I forget it.
Yeah.
But did you see he was banned from Twitch recently?
Yeah.
But nobody knows why the fuck he got banned.
No one's talking right now.
But when he was reading the statement, so he pulled out, like his phone or something, and was just like,
yeah.
we're going to get to it. I watched the video because I thought he was going to explain like what happened or like, they're like, oh, he went crazy and he looked, I don't normally watch his shit, but based off what I've seen, he looks pretty fucking normal to me, but I could be wrong because I obviously don't watch avidly. But I thought I even heard like a female's voice or somebody he was talking to in the room.
I don't know. I mean, his wife is known to like give him food and stuff on stream, and
maybe at least for that. But outside of his wife, he makes it look like he's got somebody there.
Yeah, so he like he's a master actor sometimes, and he's just, I mean, he's got the sunglasses on, but
He's got sunglasses, a mullet, and a mustache. Like
no one's in that fucking room, and he's just like looking off camera, like, hey, that happens again, you're out of here, okay? I don't want to hear it. I can't do what he does, honestly, but
he's
like
so
it's so
fucking
funny.
serious
And he'll
when
just be
he's
like,
talking.
get out of here, and then he'll like pretend to like watch him leave the room, and I'm just dying. God, he's so fucking funny.
That is great.
Fuck.
Yeah. No, we'll have to definitely prep for that one. Dude, I had something, I thought about it, but every time I think about it, I freeze up and I just look at this fucking camera and I go, Jamie, pull the video up. Like, because I've made fun of fucking Joe Rogan so much for that shit. I'm just like, Jamie, what
if we call him Jaime?
Jaime.
Just Jamie in Spanish.
Jaime, pull that fucking video up.
Well, maybe what is that? Is that a Spanish accent? Was that a Spanish accent?
No, that was not a Spanish. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Okay, cool.
That was just like...
I think you were about to do it, and then you caught yourself.
That was a mix of a bunch of shit that I don't know what I was doing.
I'm not offended. I was just
like, pull the video.
You know what's funny?
Jaime.
I'm half Colombian. I cannot do a Spanish accent at all.
You can. I've heard it.
Can I? No.
Senor.
I do like the old...
Like the senor?
Like a Spanish prospector, like back in the day. Should I do it? Am I allowed to do it? I don't even know, dude. Everything's so fucked up.
Everything is fucked. Dude, the world is fucked.
I'm Spanish, and I don't know if I can pretend to do a Spanish accent.
Let me call my people real quick and find out if this is okay.
One of our 5 listeners is gonna like fucking write me up somehow, and I'm gonna get canceled from our 20 views. God damn it!
It'll be your brother. That's who it'll be.
Yeah, Tony.
Dude, what the fuck?
The other half Spanish guy that doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Hey, senor. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I did it.
That sounds just it's kind of bad.
It's been nice, Billy.
I've heard Wade like
it's been nice.
do better.
He does do pretty good. Yeah.
Oh shit. So like some places like own music and shit.
What? what was that thought? What happened?
Dude, I was trying to so like I got this story and I don't know how to like talk about it.
Just say it.
No, I'm trying to all right, so digital media rights or just media rights altogether.
Yeah.
Record label, shit like that, own it. So apparently Metallica and their co-manager Cliff Bernstein, which is really weird. I obviously don't know that much about Metallica, but Cliff Bernstein, Cliff Burton, that's fucking
a coincidence.
That's trippy. Yeah.
Okay.
Are rumored to be involved in an intellectual property acquisition venture called the Worldwide Music IP Fund. So basically, they're buying like a music IP that they're going to now own rights to, like, I think it's like $300 to $500 million worth of fucking music that they're buying up.
Just like anybody who will sell, basically.
Whoever Worldwide Music IP is.
Oh, so the music they
Worldwide,
own.
I'm sorry.
All the music they own. Worldwide music. Interesting.
Yeah, whoever that is.
I wonder what that includes.
Actually,
pretending to be on my computer, not connected to the internet.
Oh, it also involves investment. Somebody from Sony too. It looks like involves somebody from Sony, but they classic rock catalogs. It looks like.
Oh,
and they named it. Okay, so looks like some Elton John, Beyonce's involved, Iron Maiden. Hopefully, I'm not quoting this wrong. It's an article. I'll link it to Metal Injection, one of my go-to sources. If anybody's ever wondering where I get my shit from, some of it's from there. Some of it's just fucking stumbling upon some random shit, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking interesting.
So why are they? Did they go into why?
So that's the thing. So my thoughts is, so we know back in the day, little short man. What the fuck is his name?
What?
Lars.
Yes.
So Lars played a huge part in the whole Napster, like stealing music and shit. So it's weird because my thoughts would be, I'm Metallica. I'm this big ass fucking conglomerate, basically. I am my own brand. It's probably Metallica LLC, some kind of shit. I would think that they would want to like help some of these artists get the rights back to their shit, or like, hey, we own it, but you can do whatever the fuck you want with it now, instead of Sony or whoever saying you can't touch it, you can't do anything, you're fucked. We own that shit. But maybe Metallica's like, maybe we'll only take a certain percent. I don't know. The article doesn't explain, but that would be my thoughts, that they're going to give artists more freedom with their own music. Yeah, because a lot of artists like Matt Heafy has been talking about a lot of, people on Twitch and shit are getting in trouble because of DCMA rights.
Yeah, that is one thing.
And Matt Heafy even almost got into shit because they were like, you can't play that. He's like, yes, I can. It's my shit. Like Matt Heafy's literally
his own music.
He got, he did. I don't remember exactly what happened, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. But because he talked about it, he talked about it for like 25 minutes, just his own thing. Like even made a joke, like his manager, like the label calls him up. It was like, hey, you can't be doing that. And so he made a joke out of it. So I think he got into some kind of trouble either from Twitch or somebody. And then he's like, no. My label's fucking tight. That's why we're signed to them. We've been signed to them since we started. You can call them right now and get the shit taken care of. We have the rights to this shit. I wrote this fucking music. So I wonder if maybe obviously not for Twitch, but just some of these bands like Metallica is going to buy it up and be like, all right, this is some shit that nobody's been able to fucking touch, even the artists. Now maybe we can help, but I don't see that fully, because I don't see making a $500 million investment to be like, all right, here you go. Here's your shit back.
They would sell it back to them.
That's possible too.
For more. Oh man.
Or maybe less than what the record company was like, you got to buy us out for this much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe.
Record company to somebody like Iron Maiden could be like, yeah, we'll give you rights to this, but it's going to be $200 million.
Yeah.
Where they just got $500 million worth of shit. They could be like, instead of $200 million, give us $1 million. But we've got 500 artists worth of shit. So we're going to get our money back then and then some, because we're selling to I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. So that's the thing they kind of talked about, was like, what the fuck are they going to do with it?
Yeah.
This is going to be a huge portfolio that they're just going to have.
That's true. I don't know if I like that though, because Metallica's obviously with the Napster stuff. I understand where they were coming from, but that was a bad look back then for them, because it's their music
back then, but
it's
look
their
what
product,
happened.
But
it's
fuck,
exactly what they predicted.
It's
it happened.
True. Yeah,
right.
No,
we're down to streaming. We talked about it a few episodes ago. What is it? Is it 3 million streams to make 50 grand?
It's something so
6 million streams.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous,
unrealistic, and not going to happen for most people. But
and it's hard. We could sit here and talk all day. Well, if you're going to go into the artist, make sure you diverse your income. It's fucking hard.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of people doing it.
A lot.
So,
everybody. So
the only way, because if I go to, even if I'm a local band, what is the easiest way to get people to like me? I'm going to put it up on iTunes or Spotify, and you're going to listen to it for free.
Yeah.
Because I want you to come to shows, because it's kind of a lot of bands. That's why they do it. They want to go play shows. They want to fill the crowd up and have people like them,
Yeah.
That's ego stroke.
That's what I was telling you. I wanted to do just an internet band. Like if I was to go try originals.
Well, we're going to do it at some point.
Internet. Send me your shit. I'll work on it when I get to it. No need to jam. To me, that's a waste of time. I can't really jam music out. I need to write it and take my time and experiment a little bit and sound bad until it sounds sort of better.
Yeah, we'll see.
One day we'll get back to it. I have a question though. What would make you? Okay, you're in the store. You need a scent. Okay, you need a candle more specifically. You're looking at the candles. You're like, they don't shout. They're not resonating with me. I'm not gravitating towards this candle. They all kind of look the same. They're all in kind of similar jars. Oh, that's cool. That's in a boat, like a glass boat kind of thing, like the wood wick candles. It's got a wood wick. It crackles. It's got a different feel to it.
Right.
By the way, I'm becoming my mom when it comes to my interest in candles. Just to preface it with that. What would make you buy a candle, Billy? Something different.
Me personally,
give me something. Yeah, I need opinions.
So I definitely like manly-ish smells. Like campfire. I've got one that's called flannel from the Bath and Body Works. Yeah,
that sounds gross.
Smells amazing.
Okay.
Got one here called Black Tie. It smells like almost like a cologne type, but not.
Give it to me now.
Super strong. All right.
I want it now. He's getting the candle. I'm going to smell the candle.
That's my shit right there.
Whoa.
I love that.
Yeah, dude. That's like sexy.
Yeah.
It's like
so it's a manly smell, but it's not like I'm spraying.
Dude, it's like a cologne.
But I'm not spraying a heavy amount where I'm like, I'm going to fucking puke over
this. That's
like,
crazy.
so much. But it just gives a smell like a dude that smells good is in the room.
Yo, that's like a fucking
I'm meant to like that before
nice
we started
cologne.
too. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. You just said it right here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. This shit, the label, it just doesn't do anything.
No. So that's a manly smell.
Yeah.
That's a very feminine label.
Fuck.
Super feminine. Oh, shit. All right, you guys can't hear because he's not speaking into the mic, but we forgot to turn on the bonfire next to Jabba the Hutt. Don, I actually turned it on earlier, but then I was like, oh, I don't want the batteries to die, so I turned it
that's
off.
why I never have it on ever, because AAA
because it was like an hour before you got here. I started setting up and shit, and I was just like, no. And I have batteries. We could have easily been like, oh, we need to change them, but.
Yeah, so back to more important schemes for me. Candles. I'm trying to figure out. I told you I bought the candle making kit, and I was like getting into like mixing the essential oils and shit. I need to figure out how to replicate scents.
Right, because like a campfire type shit would be tight.
Making candles is fucking. So the process itself is easy. You get the wax, you put it in a container that's in some hot water. You just let it go until it's a liquid, and then you mix in the dye for the color, mix in the oils appropriately based on how much wax is in there, and it's really just the chemistry of combining the oils and then getting your scents right and then getting your proportions right. That's it. And then you just put it out, put a wick in a little container, pour it out, and just wait, and then you're good.
I'll tell you, if you can get into figuring out scents, I'm going to tell you one of my favorite, and I have not been able to find it. So back in the day, I worked for a moving company. It was like right out of high school. Top 5 worst job I've ever had.
What?
Moving company.
Oh.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I was moving somebody one day. It just sucked. It was hard. It was manual labor.
I've seen those guys work.
And we would move, 60, 70,000 pounds at a time. Like, it's ridiculous. And so that's how they measure how big the load is. So we're moving, captains. So a lot of it was military people, this whole area, full of it. And we're moving like captains and fucking colonels and shit like that. And it's like their entire fucking house. And they've got these massive fucking houses. They're like, yep, next duty station, here we come. And I'm just like, why do you have so much shit? And I swore to myself I would never do that. And now look at me.
I mean,
this room alone is going to be a pain in the dick.
Yeah, you won't stop buying things. It is a problem.
Or this warehouse, I meant.
You need therapy. Something's wrong.
Wake up. God damn. So, did it work?
Yeah.
Cool.
That was better. We're getting there.
So I moved one person. Let's get to the story here. I moved one person and I walked in. I was like, oh my fucking God, this is the best smelling house I've ever been in. What the fuck is that? Mm-hmm. So instead of saying that though, I asked the lady politely, I said, excuse me, ma'am.
The fuck is that smell?
What the fuck is that smell?
It's good as shit.
What is that smell in your house? And it's good. How weird is that? Like you walk into somebody's house that you don't know. Like if you walked in my house, you'd be like, what the fuck is that smell? Even if it's good or bad, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's shit, which is good. I got a kid, so I can cover up for anything. Well, my kid's shit. What do you want me to do? And it may not even been him. Anyways, so I'm like, ma'am, I mean, no disrespect. I'm going to be the voice of a generation. No, I'm just kidding. What is that smell in the house? And she's like, oh, it's, just a plug-in things, but she's like, it's sandalwood.
Sandalwood.
So it is a common scent that you'll find everywhere, but I have not found the right combination of what I found it like twice.
Yeah.
Right after she did that. So I don't know if it's like, some things that you eat forever, they change the formula and now it doesn't taste the same or something doesn't smell the same. Sandalwoods have been changed at some point and it doesn't smell the same, but it's very warm smell. Kind of hard to describe, but it smelled so fucking good, and now I can't find, like, I think even my body wash has sandalwood in it. They talk about the Sandalwood King because it's Old Spice. I've read that label while I'm showering. Like, you'll smell like the best person in the Nordic West, unless you're King Sandalwood, because he's the guy that founded Sandalwood. Duh.
Yeah. Would you buy a candle that smells like a novelty candle? Like everyone gets these crazy hot sauces. Everyone gets these dumb candies that taste like shit.
The guy that said the fire starter smelled like KFC. Never. Not that.
Oh, the KFC.
The KFC fire starter.
Yeah. But like something like ridiculous, like you know, with the same thing with the jelly beans, where it's like, oh, this green one could be green flavored, whatever, or it can be booger flavored.
Right.
Oh, let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Would you get something that's like, this candle could be lavender, or it could be purple throw up, or whatever the fuck. I'm not.
Has nobody come up with that yet?
I don't. I'm sure. I mean, like I said earlier, every idea is fucking taken, but I would try to get in there.
I've never heard of it, so I would if it. It's weird. I would only if it was trendy, like the jelly beans.
Oh, like you saw it somewhere, or someone told you about it.
No, yeah, like it's a thing now, like on the internet, I guess. You know, like, oh, I've got to try it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go in. I mean, I guess I would.
Dude, a 50-50 candle.
I
might need to take this out of the video.
Funny.
Because I like that idea. 50-50 candle, just like the subreddit. Remember that? 50-50 subreddit?
Yeah. So, I mean.
But that might not work. Or that can be a section that I sell. It could just be a little subsection.
I think the thing is, though, price would have to be down. Because I am not spending, some of your higher end candles are $15, $20, or even more dollars per candle. And I really don't think I want to buy a $20 candle that's going to smell like absolute shit. And I know that it doesn't smell like shit, right? Well, cool. I just wasted $20. That was funny. Haha, it smells like shit.
But now I
need to go get an actual candle. Because I'm trying to make my house smell good here.
I might be able to figure something. I gotta figure something out with that. But yeah, that's my newest little stupid venture.
You could fuck with everybody and just say it could smell like this, and then all of them just smell good.
Smell good.
And they'll just keep buying it. Come on, I want to get the bad one. Yeah, come on, where is it?
That might actually. There's something there. I kind of want to take this out, but I won't take it out just because it's something.
Bleep out some of the stuff.
That might be the way to go. Honestly.
Yeah, anything that smells good like a man, dude. I don't know. I want good smelling man.
Like smelling men.
In my studio here.
I ask men if what they're wearing, if their cologne's good. And I feel fucking weird every single time.
Dude, all the time. I'll have guys just pass me in a fucking store. Excuse me, sir. What is that you're wearing? Because you smell amazing. I've done it like twice. It's not like I do it all the time, but I do smell guys. I'm like, I just don't know if like he'll get upset with me or something, but I really want to ask him what the fuck he's wearing.
Some guys get a little weird if you're talking about how they smell.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would think so. I probably would.
You're so hot. What are you wearing?
Oh, yeah. Go away. It's so hot. It's a joke. Inside joke.
No more inside jokes.
So we know I've got a Kemper, right?
Yeah, the little thing.
Little green thing.
Yeah.
I thought about setting it here. We'll probably pull it in here
that
at
might
some point.
That might fit perfect, actually.
Yeah, turn it on, have some lights on it. So Diesel, which is a huge amp company, a lot of your favorite albums have it on there. Diesel are putting something into their amps that will detect if it's been profiled.
Detect if it's been profiled.
Correct. So that's the wording right now. The thoughts is that it is actually going to block you from profiling the amp. Like it will know, because the Kemper has a distinct sound and shit and signal that it sends to profile the amp. So basically the way to profile an amp, you run a mic up to the speaker. It sends it through the Kemper because it's coming from the amp, and out the speaker through the Kemper, and then you loop it back somehow. I've done it once, turned out terribly, so I just get all my profiles from other people that know what the fuck they're doing. But basically, there's a loop. So the Kemper is getting a signal of what this sounds like. So it's catching an impulse response from your cab. And then it's also catching a response to try to profile the amp head as well. So when doing that, it plays these weird fucking sonic like sounds, like aliens are fucking invading your room, and it gets super fucking loud.
Yeah, we all know what that sounds like.
Yeah.
So what is all right, stop it. You're scaring me.
You wanted to know what it sounded like.
Thank you. Yes, that was thorough. What is profiling? Sorry.
Profiling. So it's just capturing the sound of the head. So it could profile. So if you take a profile of somebody, you're matching certain characteristics to them, right? Like a profiler, like an FBI profiler.
Why don't they want people taking the Kemper? Like, why don't they want them to profile that?
So that's what they're saying. But if people are able to, like, let's say Chad. Do we know any Chads? Because I hope not.
Chad Dukes.
Do we know Chads?
No.
Damn. If we do, I feel bad. I'm sorry, though. We think we don't know.
Why, what?
Let's say Chad is in the neighborhood, right? He's in the neighborhood of musicians, and he bought the Diesel. And then the other rest of that neighborhood, all 100 guitar players are like, I want an amp like that, but I'm not going to buy it because I've got a Kemper. I can just profile it. So Diesel could be like, yo, you're not profiling this shit. Like, if you want the Diesel sound, you're going to buy a Diesel.
Oh, okay.
But they claim that's not what they're doing it for. So my thoughts is, why are you putting something to detect that if you're not trying to block it? Right?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. That's whatever. So,
I play wooden drums. This is like far beyond.
You profile that. You have profiles.
That's
you have
true.
samples.
I mean,
that's
samples.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's a sample of the amp. If that makes more sense for you and understanding what that means, I'm sampling the amp to get that exact sound of that amp.
Okay.
And speaker combination typically when you're doing it. You can do direct sound, get your own speaker your guitar IRs, which I'll have a video on that soon and explain a little more to you. But yeah, so.
I'm trying to think of
I don't know what to do with my arms.
I'm trying to think of what they could possibly be doing if they're not going to block it. Like, why would they need to know?
Why would they say that? So
yeah,
I'm not going to read the article, but basically that's the gist of it. And they're just like, no, profile the amp, profile it, because in a way, profiling is a marketing thing because people, and we've talked about it on the channel before, people still want their tube amps. Mm-hmm. Let's be real. If I had the space and the money, of course, I would line this fucking room with tube amps. Like, next studio, the plan in my head, which we'll see if it ever happens, but next studio spot will have a wall of amps. That's the plan. I won't be able to get them all at once, but I want to be a collector. You know, in my old age, I want to look and go, okay, Kemper was cool, Axe Effects is cool. All this shit is cool because it is fucking awesome. However, this shit is fucking cool. I've got a wall of all of the best amps that anybody's ever fucking played on. Who doesn't want that? But, you know, you get a wall of that, you're looking at $100,000. It's a whole fucking house almost. You know? Yeah. So to you know, people still want them. And if somebody really wants that Diesel sound, they're going to go buy a Diesel if they're able to, right?
Right.
If not, most people are bedroom recorders, bedroom guitar players. Even if you're playing in a band, you don't need a half stack anymore. You don't need any of that shit. You show up with a little box, plug it into front of house. Hopefully you got some in-ears for your own self and the rest of your bandmates, and you're done. Saves your back, man.
I agree with all of the stats and the profit margins.
Dude, honestly, like, it's to the point where even you, especially some of these shows, like, let's say you get that show, because you know the venues without naming any, but you know the venues that you're going to go to, and you're going to be like, I wish we weren't playing here this weekend, but we have to, like, right? It's part of being in a cover band. There would be venues like that I wouldn't give a shit what that set sounds like. I'm bringing even the electric kit because it's going to be so much easier. I know you're not going to do that. You got your kit that you want to play, but that's what it's like, though. I can just pack this up in a small bag almost.
Yeah.
And a bag and a stand.
Yeah.
And I'm there.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking 3 different shells or however many I'm bringing, plus my entire cymbal bag, you know, all this shit. Like, it's just too much.
That's true.
You know, so saving your back and going to shows and just less is more nowadays, which is great. So, yeah, there's no fucking way. But, again, me as an individual who loves, obviously, gear and collecting the shit, if I want a Diesel VH4, I'm going to go buy a Diesel VH4 if I have the space and place to put it in. But most people don't. And these Kempers are great. So, I think they're full of shit. They're claiming, no, we're not trying to, like, block anything, or we're not trying to do this. But then what's the point? Why'd you have to tell people that you put that in there, too?
Yeah, that is a little
Why is that a thing, move. You know? Fucking weird. So I've got the 11 best electric guitars for 2020 to get for all styles and all budgets. Gonna name them off real quick for you guys. And some of these I actually disagree with, but we'll see. I might buy a couple.
Stop it.
Number 1 is the Squire Bullet Mustang. And I'll link this article so people can go through the list if they want, but it looks like that. Cheap little guitar. So it's about $170.
So that's the budget.
That's super budget. That's like beginner. And honestly, me and another buddy have been talking lately. He's like, I'm going to get you to buy some Squire shit. Like, just because it's cheap and it's not bad.
It's not bad. Okay.
Right. So I'm looking for I've been looking for a Strat lately. PRS has their version out. It's a John Mayer signature guitar, but it's because it's John Mayer's signature, it's $2,500 fucking dollars. Turns out he's an amazing guitar player.
Yeah, he is.
Little known fact.
I think everyone knows that.
Really
like everyone knows that. Everyone.
Page is fucking up here. But yeah, it's $2,500. Like, it's a beautiful guitar, but I'm just I don't play Stratty type stuff enough to be like, yeah, I want a Strat, so I'm gonna go spend $2,500 on one. So won't be doing that. So I kind of been looking. So the Squire has kind of been where it's at. So the next guitar is actually the Squire Classic Vibe 60 Stratocaster, which looking at this, I might order this because that's not a bad looking guitar. It looks vintage. It's older.
It looks like an old living room. Like how the old wall panels.
That's what vintage guitars look like.
Oh, that's a vintage guitar. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a 60s model Stratocaster, right?
Yeah.
$400. So the good thing about Strats, for most people, if you play guitar, you probably know this.
Of course.
If you don't, then here's some news for you.
Idiot.
Strats are like, trying to compare it to like a car. I guess it's like the Fox body Mustangs or one of those cars. They were cheap mods, like Hondas. So many people got Hondas because parts were cheap. Everything was, you get so many aftermarket different parts, and you would just mod the fuck out of it. Strats are like that.
Oh, okay.
So many different pickups out there that you can get, that from the cheap range to super expensive. Different pick guards will literally change the entire look of the guitar. Locking tuners from Fender are $60. Set of strings. You can even change the tremolo out. Fender's selling those that are licensed American parts, and none of the shit is expensive. Like, it's all fairly, you can get expensive. I can buy a $400 guitar, then put $1,200 into it. At that point, I should have just bought an American Strat, because these are, Mexican made, whatever they are. I think they're Mexican made.
What's wrong with that? You got a problem? Got a problem with
No, I don't. Actually, my telly there is Mexican made, and I like it. I love it.
Where? Which one? This one?
Yep.
Why isn't it first in line? Is this one better than the Mexican made one?
There's no specific order, but yes, all three of my PRSs are better than a Mexican made telly.
All right, racist. Cool.
No, it's not racist.
Proof. You're done.
Yeah.
It's been a good
racist.
show.
One of my favorite PRSs, well, I've only got three. They're all my favorites. One of them's Korean made, so it's not racist. Epiphone Les Paul Standard. Something else I've been looking at. So Gibson has gotten shit over a while. Basically, they came out with this bully campaign, and they've been bullying other guitar companies. So Gibson and Fender are basically your top two, right? And anything that looks like a guitar are going to look like Gibson and Fender. That's who started it, from what I know. And I could be wrong on complete history, but your two top starters, your big brands, were Gibson with the Les Paul body shape, and Fender was big on the Strat. Most guitars look like what they call a super Strat. So all the PRSs are basically Strat shape. I've got a PV, a cheap ass fucking probably $300 guitar there. That's in the shape of my Fender Telecaster. Same body, right? So Gibson came out with this thing and said, we're going to sue you. If your shit looks like us, we're going to sue you. But it's smaller guitar companies. And quite honestly, a lot of those guitar companies were making cheaper instruments, but better quality than Gibson could even come out with their USA model.
And having a similar look.
But they look similar.
Interesting.
So they're like, we're suing you because everybody's buying your shit, not ours, because
we suck.
We're charging $4,000 for a big piece of shit while you're charging $800 for something that it plays way better than ours.
What a racket.
So fast forward, they've got some new management, new CEOs, whatever the hell's going on. They talked to the guy who put out that shit and were like, hey, we can't do that. They're still suing people, but apparently their quality control's gotten better. So Epiphone is their cheaper brand. Yeah. Their overseas brand, if you will. And so they have an Epiphone Les Paul Standard. That's for $449. So it's a Les Paul. Show you that. Guess it helps you kind of follow along if I show you some pretty pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So
I like that.
All black, got some kind of vintagey lampshade knobs. So that's your volume and tone and shit like that. So I've always wanted a Les Paul. It was one of my first guitars that I ever wanted. That was the very first brand I fell in love with. And then I just never bought one, and then they kind of became shit. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm never buying a Les Paul. But I would highly consider spending around $500 on something that would be playable, that I can mod up, put different pickups and shit in, and not feel bad about spending fucking $5,000 on a guitar that maybe I won't touch that much.
All right. Well, how many more do we have to go?
There's 200 more.
Okay.
I'm joking. So that's your top 3.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad. That's your lower level. The next one is going to be a PRS SE. That, in my opinion, should obviously be number 1 as your go-to.
That's your shit, of course.
But they're around $700-800. So, I mean, that first one was what? I said 250, 350, something like that.
The first one was 179. You said
179. Yeah. So, kind of a shitty guitar. I'd go with the next $400 one, but. That was that. So just wanted to go through a couple of those. I didn't want to go through the whole list.
It's all good. No, that's so I guess if that actually kind of correlates to what I was going to get into. I was, for some reason, my algorithm in Instagram on my Explore page has been leaning a lot towards, it's always like drum stuff or something musical, but a lot of specifically bass players. Yeah. And just like them playing through stuff and jamming, just free, whatever. And I've been getting really into it. Because obviously drums, rhythm, bass rhythm. Yeah. And I was thinking maybe getting into bass a little bit, like specifically bass, not guitar. Because I've tried guitar with my finger. I can't make it work. But bass, I could see a little bit more feasible. It's a little less daunting with 4 strings. And I feel like the finger picking I can't hold a pick for some reason.
Guitar, you can finger pick too.
That's true. Smaller strings, though. My dexterity with my fingers is not amazing. I'm not very accurate. And then bigger strings, obviously, more space between strings. I just love hearing basses get just like funky as shit, dude.
Good bass players are there. So bass players, as we know, because we've both been in bands, obviously. Bass players, as we know, get a really bad rap. Oh, you're the fucking bass player. Yeah. I even got that in our band. You're the bass player.
They're a little lackluster in that genre sometimes.
That's true. Why. Some of them are still there, but you get a guy like Victor Wooten or Evan Brewer, Evan Brewer is still a metal guy, but Victor Wooten or some of these just fantastic bass players, man. And they just especially the funky type shit.
Oh, it's so satisfying. I'd almost
sometimes rather listen to that than like fucking noodling guitar. Because it's so smooth, and then it'll just like a little, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? How are you doing that?
You feel it, and the tones aren't piercing like guitar can be.
It's like jazzy or like bluesy almost.
Oh, yeah.
Where you actually feel the music rather than, oh my God, the dude fucking shreds. You're not feeling a goddamn thing. You're just like, that's tight.
It's impressive, but it's not like, it's not making you go like, shit.
No, especially noodling. You're just, because you're so focused on, especially as a guitar player, I'm focused. I'm just like, what the fuck is he doing? He's an alien of some sort. What the hell's going on? But like bass, like you just watch it and you're just like, oh, you start making those faces almost like you would at a metal show, just like, oh, fuck, that's nasty as shit. Like, oh, yeah, dude. Holy shit.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that. So you're going to get into bass then? Maybe.
I might just get like a piece of shit bass and maybe canoodle with it. I mean, I'm still playing drums and stuff, obviously. But I kind of want to venture out and maybe see. I mean, I'll know really quick if I'm into it or not. Right. And I don't mind spending $150, $200 just to get
which would buy you a pretty decent starter bass.
I just need something that is not garbage, basically, right. And then just get something cheap and decent, and then I'll know immediately if I'm into it. And if I'm not, it's like whatever.
The Squire bass line, so overseas Fender shit, basically, is a very good bass line. And even Daniel, he bought a Squire bass recently because he needed a bass to be able to write music and shit with. And it's a beautiful looking fucking bass. I think his was like the $300 to $400 range.
Right.
Still on the low end, but it's a solid fucking bass. Like it's something you could literally go fucking tour with if you wanted to. Like it's not the best shit out there. Your basses can tend to get pretty fucking expensive depending on what you're doing. Like if I wanted to buy a PRS bass, there's no such thing as a cheap PRS bass.
Oh.
Because they're not common either.
Right.
So there's no overseas models of them, and it's only American made, and they're basically, fucking custom basses. But you've seen with your bass player, like Ibanez and shit like that are good. I've got a Fender Mexican made bass as well. That's the one that normally sits on top of this.
Oh, but it's in the closet.
Oh, no, it's in the other room. So I'm pointing. So when you walk down, hey, come on. Move out of the fucking way, dude. You're in our way. So anyways, way past him, down in that next room over. where the bass sits.
Oh, I can't really see it from here, but
it's pretty far away. But yeah, so I love it. I mean, that's when I played with us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you should know. Right. Why did I explain that whole fucking thing to you?
I don't know.
I played it in the band. That's the whole reason I got that bass.
I just let you talk. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. PV makes some decent basses. I'm not sure that they're too much around with shit anymore.
Let's see if Larry will just give me one.
There you go.
He's got a bunch.
He's got some. He's probably got something easily cheap that
I'm not gonna break it.
Borrow.
I'll probably break it.
But the cool thing is with your setup at home, you don't need an amp or anything.
No.
You'll plug straight in. No. There's a plugin that I normally throw on basses that is free, and it's supposed to be a pedal copy of what I've got in my rack over here. That's what I played with our band. That was my piece there, and then your old bass player in Arabella also used the pedal version of that, which is a free thing you get. So like, it's a pretty sweet plugin, and it's free $99. So
yeah, that would be
download that. You got the 8-inch speakers going. Like you're solid for throwing down some bass lines.
Yeah,
that
would be fun. Just to learn something new and that's musical, that's still in my vicinity of rhythm section. Like I said, I can't deal with guitar. I have no any sort of, what is it called? Fuck. My brain is like turning off for some reason. All this fucking caffeine. Anyways, I'm just giving up right now.
Motivation?
Yes, motivation. Thank you.
Is that the word?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm glad I can read your mind now.
Jesus.
It's just tight.
I'm not gravitating towards anything that's like a brass instrument or anything that's like too out there. I just can't really get into.
Nah, I think bass is a good one, especially if you want to get into stringed shit. It is definitely your almost like your gateway.
Yeah.
If you could start getting that and you're like, at this point, I might as well play some fucking guitar. You could, but a bass is, and if you can get funky like that, because literally, if you just slap at a bass, dude, you can get funky right away.
Sounds.
You just got to make a rhythm with it, which you have rhythm because you're a drummer.
Yeah, I would hope.
So you'll just be able to just. This is going to be your rhythm hand here, and then you're just fretting, dude.
Yeah,
I think you could definitely get something going, and I think honestly, Larry seems like the kind of guy that would probably even like teach you some shit.
He could, yeah. For sure. He knows what he's doing for the most part.
Like, hey, not only using my shit, but let me,
he's actually very proficient. Knows what he's doing.
He seems like a nice guy. Yeah. So, I want to go through real quick. I'm sorry. Another list here. But I'm only going to top 5. There's top 100. I will link it.
Give me the Cliff Notes. Let's go.
Top 100 guitar players of all the time.
Let's go through it all.
I'm entirely we can go
settle in
off camera. This is really hard because there are a lot of fucking phenomenal guitar players. And when you think of all time, like in my head, I'm thinking people I listen to right now. But when you really think about all time, there are obviously people that either paved the way for us or that are just in a class of their own. Even if some of the people I listen to now could probably play circles around some of these guys, or maybe back in the day, maybe they'd be about the equal. Maybe it's like a whole money thing, like 10,000 back then was like, a couple million now, whatever. So even with that in mind, this list was incredibly disappointing.
Oh, really?
Number 1 is The Reason Why.
Uh-oh.
And there's nothing against this guitar player.
Is it me?
No.
Oh, can't be that bad.
There's nothing against this guitar player. He wrote some of the most iconic songs that ever in our lifetime. And there are some good chops, but there's nothing like, fuck, man. I can't wait to I want his guitar. When I look at guitar players that are really good, I want everything that they got, right?
Yeah.
When you look up, especially as a musician, if you're not a musician, you're just like, fucking, just like, all right, I'm gonna cause a little bit of controversy with this one. For a drummer, like you're a drummer and you're just like, or you're not a drummer, right? And you're just out there, you're just a fan, and you're just like, fucking Neil Peart, dude, he's the best drummer ever. And I say bullshit.
Right.
I think there are much better drummers out there, but some drummers will even agree that he is a phenomenal drummer.
Yeah.
Right? But he's not the best ever. But that's what a lot of people outside of music, or outside of instrumental people that actually play instruments, they're just, I love music. I love everything about it. I just don't play an instrument. That's their number 1 drummer, I feel like. That's a guy that will come up very often in conversations. Neil Peart of Rush, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So this first one, let's get to it. Brian May, guitar player of Queen. who also recently we talked about, he burst his asshole or something like that.
Yeah, he fucked his shit up gardening.
Number one guitar player on this list.
That's interesting. Based on what the fuck?
You got people, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, fucking Eddie Van Halen, who barely made the top 10, I think.
Oh, okay.
All these people, and you got Brian May as your number one. So this is Guitar World. Like I said, I'll link this, but I am pissed about that because he is not number one. Now, number two is Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
To be fair. And we all know Jimi Hendrix lived a short life. Chances are if Jimi Hendrix kept playing, he'd probably still be playing. Maybe. He'd be pretty fucking old, but he definitely would have came out with so much more and probably been an innovator of a lot of things.
My question is that list made by one person? Or is it based on like a straw poll? Because these lists are, when these lists are made by one or like even a few people, it's such bullshit because everybody has so many different biases. A true list needs to be a census done by like a big sample size because then you have a much more accurate listing order.
So this is Guitar World is attributing this to Total Guitar. It says Total Guitar Editors or Total Guitar, it says in parentheses. And whoever wrote this said we've, whatever. So it seems like there's a collection of people that decided to put this list together. And I would think that's what you would do. You would either maybe vote. So whoever Total Guitar is, and excuse my ignorance if there's somebody that's big. I've heard of obviously Guitar World and shit like that. I don't know who Total Guitar is. But yeah, no, this is bullshit.
And who the fuck are they? Just a fucking
obviously Guitar World. That's best
off.
guess. So Guitar World, obviously they've been around for years. I've known about them. I read a lot of their shit online. I would imagine they're going to trust this article, but Brian May, like I don't know, maybe they wrote this right after they saw the Bohemian Rhapsody movie and were like, "Oh fuck yeah, he's cool," you know.
What was that?
Because Brian May's English.
Oh,
he's cool. Jimmy Page is number 3, so that's Led Zeppelin's guitar player. Led Zeppelin, in my opinion, has really, really heavy shit for their time, like super fucking heavy. I get it, but I don't know. I kind of look at fancy shit, you know. Eddie Van Halen does come in at number 4. I thought he was lower down the list. Eddie Van Halen, somebody like him or like a Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know, kind of thing. I feel like those are like the top. Or Steve Vai. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay.
Fuck.
Steve Vai. And forgive me, I'm trying to use something different today. Fucking producers, man. They give me this shitty tablet. We've got 30 of them back there, and this is the one he gives me. Doesn't load up the pages very well, but those are the top 4. I'm just mad about number 1. Get the fuck out of here.
The lists, ignore them. The list is absolute garbage. It's bullshit. You need to reach out to like 200 mainstream artists that are guitarists, and you ask them. You ask those guys who they think are the best guitarists, because a couple fanboys in a room, you're not going to get anything that's unbiased. That's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Eric Clapton, number 5. Eric Clapton, again, another great. I mean, basically, if you got a signature guitar, you're great. But like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I'm more of a metal guy too. But I can appreciate really good guitar players. Like I said, Led Zeppelin, basically classic rock. But I think they've written some of the most heavy shit I've ever heard in my life. So to today's standards, could be metal.
Lists suck.
They do. We've been through some weird lists. We won't talk about what they are, but we've been through some weird fucking lists lately.
Like what?
I'm not going to say it. Say it off camera.
Just bleep.
We might get looked at a certain way, dude.
You're really.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that either.
Right now, I don't know what I'm cutting all that shit out. Nope.
Top 100 actresses.
You're like foreshadowing
top
weird shit.
100 actresses is what we've been through. Top 100 hottest actresses. Cut that out. That's the list.
You hear that? Cut it out.
David Gilmour at number 6 of Pink Floyd. Richie Blackmore. So ignorant guitarist here. Me. No idea who that is. Alex Lifeson of Rush. Now, here's another thing. there's so much keyboard, bass, and drums going on in that band. I honestly, forgive me too if people are going to yell at me, I don't realize that there's a guitar player in that fucking band. Unless some of the shit that is going on isn't actually keys and it's guitar going through a synthesizer. And that's very well maybe what's going on. And I've seen him come up and play. So Sweetwater back a couple of years ago they set a Guinness World Records for biggest guitar pedal board ever. Had like 500 pedals or something crazy on it.
Wow, cool.
It was massive. Alex Lifeson came by to check it out. I guess he was in the area for something. He played a little bit. He looked like he was a good guitar player, but number 8 out of 100.
Yeah, I don't know.
For a band, I don't even realize there's a guitar player in there.
I don't, what was I going to say? Unpopular opinion. I do not like Rush. And I do not like Dave Matthews Band. They sound...
Oh my God. I cannot wait. Matt, fuck you. Fuck you, Matt. Fuck you. All right, check this out. I'm so glad you brought that up. Matt, I love you, dude. One of my coworkers.
Yeah.
He he got mad at my Boyz II Men. Like, I don't like Boyz II Men, right?
Yeah. Well, everyone was, I think.
There's a lot of people, yeah.
Yes.
All my friends.
Being wrong does that, but go ahead.
All right. Anyways, okay. So I'm in the office the other day, and we're just sitting there, and he starts playing some music, and some of it he's going through like, all right, I'm going to see what you like and what you don't like, because I'm starting not to trust your opinion in music. So I don't even know if I don't want to watch this shit anymore if I don't even get your opinion.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying Boyz II Men suck, so I've got to test you here. If not, I can't watch your shit, right? Okay. So at least half of the fucking group likes the shit. That's so hilarious. Watch us for the other half if you don't like my opinions. But so he pulls up Dave Matthews Band, and I'm just like, I was like, man, this is just one of those bands that comes on, and I can't fucking stand it. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? What don't you like about this? I was like, there's nothing entertaining there for me. I said, maybe, I'm starting to get into some music, like, old 80s, just like alt rock shit, like I think I talked about in an episode that we did last time about yacht rock.
Yeah.
Shit like that, Toto Africa and shit, just a whole playlist of shit. So maybe when I get older and I start appreciating other instruments too, because that's the only thing I can't appreciate about that band is there are multiple instruments in it, but I don't enjoy it at all.
No, it's horrible.
It's miserable.
It's horrible.
And I can't stand his voice.
It's not, to me, it doesn't even sound like music. It's just like a bunch of shit. Like people are like, oh, the composition is so unique and there's so much going on. It's like, yeah, but none of it fucking makes any sense.
It's generic bullshit. It's what I think. It's a shit that you could just play and nobody fucking cares and it's background noise.
Well,
right?
There's one song. I feel like there's one song that I could listen to. God, I can't. I don't know. It all sounds, every song that I've heard from him just all blends. And absolutely. I don't get it. It's too much. There's parts of the song that there's like a bridge or something. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm listening to. I think I'm going crazy. I thought that people were playing like 10 different songs at once. And it's not technical. It's just a mess.
It's like hate me on this one too.
No, it was good. Thank you for watching and listening. It was good. It was a good run. I appreciate you for as long as you did. Thank you. But I would absolutely, if someone was talking shit about music I liked, might not take it personally.
Well, we started to agree. We started to agree on some other shit. I don't remember what the fuck it was. Obviously, I remember the bad stuff, but we started to agree. But so Dave Matthews is like, oh man, I lost my fucking train of thought. I have no idea where I was fucking going. Timeout. Ah, shit.
I'll cut it up. Whatever.
Oh, shit, girl. Dave Matthews, I don't know, it's just generic, man. It's like, out of thought. I lost it. Anyways, it'll come back to me at some point. But yeah, it's just, I can't stand his voice. It's just like, hey, we got this fucking video coming out. Just throw something boring behind it. We want no focus on the music whatsoever. And Dave Matthews is that band you throw,
I like their drummer. I'm not taking anything away from the musicians.
I think the musicians, I think even Dave Matthews, train of thought came back real quick before I lose it. Dave Matthews is like fucking Phil Collins. Fucking hate it. It's boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
Like Phil Collins, one thing he had going for him is In the Air Tonight. Everybody fucking loves it for whatever fucking reason, just like they like, what is this, Sweet Caroline?
Oh,
right,
God,
right.
Fuck me.
It's just a white people thing to do and say like, I love this shit. No, you don't. You just love that everybody else knows it.
I think it's like those.
You
those
love
are,
that you know it.
Those are great examples of casual listeners. They love that stuff. You don't see like a hardcore musician like enjoying any of that shit because it's so fucking boring.
Never thought I'd be in
Could be
Aruba,
wrong.
and Sweet Carolina is being played by like an Aruba DJ. Guys like, what's up, everybody? And they're just like, Sweet Car. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
We got to come up.
Dude, they played it every other song.
Like, we got to come up with an antithesis of like best songs or whatever lists. So we do the most irritating songs for musicians to hear in public. We should do a list with that.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
So we want to do like top 10.
I got 1,000, so we should do top 1,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
For sure.
Entire season of episodes.
Maybe I'll do
dedicated
that
to
next time. Maybe we should do that.
Let's have it as a running list.
What the fuck not?
Let's just do 10 songs a week a piece.
10?
You want to do 5 a week?
I would say 5.
Five a week a piece.
Max, or else we're going to burn it.
That's true. 5 a week a piece of songs that we are annoying. And then maybe pre-show, we may have to like, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll just have the same songs on those 5, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be funny. But
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Thank you, Matt, for inspiring this conversation.
yes. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you.
Another
man.
segment that we can completely fuck up.
Yeah, we finally agreed. Like I said, we agreed on some stuff, but it's like, again, it's like Phil Collins. It's the voice. It's annoying. They have a hit or two, but it's just generic. To me, it's generic. And again, some of this instrumentation is really fucking good, but it's something I don't like. I will never seek out Dave Matthews Band to listen to. And quite honestly, if it's on something and it's not the movie that I'm watching, that's the sole thing I was there to sit and do, I will turn this shit off.
Yeah.
I have no desire to hear it. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me when I hear his fucking voice.
Right. And us disagreeing just solidifies my whole opinion on who gives a shit if people like the same music as you. Why would you ever care? I don't know why people make it.
Music is supposed to be individuals.
But I guess it's because it's intimate, because you like something resonates with you, and when it doesn't resonate
it's the
with
same
somebody
as
else.
me, like Periphery. You know, some people.
You're a fucking asshole.
Some people
Yeah,
don't
what the
like.
fuck?
Well, you like Periphery, but other people could be like, I don't like Spencer's voice. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But maybe somebody feels the same way about Dave Matthews. How do you not like? Maybe they think he's got the voice of an angel or something.
I don't.
He doesn't, by the way. If you think that, the instruments are kind of cool behind it. I think if Dave Matthews Band was all instrumental, I think I would listen to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna back off of that now. I like.
Let's think about it.
The guy with drum licks. The guy with drum licks. What is going on? The drummer has amazing licks, and his ability to create a unique drum lick is great. Everything else, I can't listen to it. I can't do it. Why is it called the Dave Matthews Band? Why?
Because it's his band.
I hate that. I hate
I hate bands like that.
Right? Like
You
it's
got
one
people
guy
behind you.
You got a bunch of people in this
Right?
shit.
Especially Dave Matthews Band, because there's a lot more than a normal band. Country artists I kind of get. Those are kind of musicians for hire, but some of those guys have been touring with such guy forever, you know? And I like the country bands that are like, we're a band.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lady A, because they changed their name recently.
Yeah. All right, I'm hungry, dude.
For more. All right, so,
We can't
Cool.
just say we're gonna wrap it up.
all right. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to figure out how to finish it off this time. So,
What? Oh yeah.
we appreciate everybody listening, sharing, liking, commenting, whatever you do. Keep it up. We are back. So this will be the 3rd episode back by the time it comes out.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If we go in order.
Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah. So we're excited to be here. So hopefully things are going to kind of be like this. Let us know in the comments what you think, because I think, you know, so far we're filling out this 2-man thing. I like it so far. But if you guys as listeners hate it, let us know, and we'll see if we listen to you. Probably not. But yeah, this has been awesome so far. So keep it up, share it. We this is going to be a running joke, and I think it's going to be the best joke ever. And I hope this time next year it's still the running joke. We are getting so close to 100 subscribers. If we can get there, share it, do whatever.
We're gonna go backwards, in my opinion.
You think we're just going to start losing people?
Yeah, why
well,
not?
we lost Matt after this episode. We lost
for
Matt.
sure. That's
so
at least one.
That's one. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Maybe by this time next year, we'll at least be at 100, maybe 99. We'll see what happens. But for anybody that has, we appreciate it. Hope you still enjoy it. Every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. on all platforms. Gear reviews are going to kind of still be kind of sporadic. My apologies for that. At some point, we'll get on to that. And that's it for me. I am Beef Treadbeard.
Nico.
And that is it for us today. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Love you.
Love you. Bye.